Hi friends, it's Jacinta from Diamond Dance, and today we are talking about grip products, and I have a mild selection here for you. So let's start with some of the grip products that you can use for sweaty hands. So what I've got here is, hang on, let me say this, grip tonight. Grip tonight. We also have a koala grip and we have tight grip. Now, I kind of look at these two as very similar to the industry favorite, which was dry hands. Unfortunately, that's very hard to get a hold of now. There was some kind of a thing with manufacturing. I don't know the details. But the importer of dry hands for Australia has now created Grip Tonight. And it's very similar. It's a liquid, chalky substance, and I find that that works really well for my hands. Koala grip was also very similar to dry hands, so it is a liquid chalk. And this one I like because they give a certain amount of their profits to koalas in Australia, which is lovely. And then we've got tight grip. Now, I remember years and years ago, they changed their formula and half the pole community lost their minds. So then they brought back tight grip 1, and now they also have tight grip 2. I think this is a tight grip 1. It's hard to see. It's not a very good logo to tell the difference between, unless you've got both side by side, but I'm fairly certain this is tight grip 1. This one comes out as a yellowy, orangey, maybe peach is a better word, a peachy color grip, and this one actually works better if you put it on 20 minutes before you need to use it. So what I say with this one is wash your hands as soon as you come into the studio, and then put your grip on as you're starting warm-up. So by the time you've finished warm-up, this grip has dried. These two grips, so the chalky types of grips, dry a lot quicker, so they'll dry within like 2 minutes. So these ones, I still say wash your hands, so wash your hands before warm-up. It just gets rid of any oils and sweat that has been on your skin, you know, any crap, residual stuff. Maybe you moisturized your legs. That would be a dumb thing to do before pole dance. Maybe you touch something moisturizing, or you use moisturizing soap at work or something, and that will have an effect on your hands. So wash your hands before you pole dance. I recommend using a non-moisturizing soap, or dishwashing liquid is actually great because it cuts through grease and grime really well, and it will actually dry your hands out more. So wash your hands and then apply your products. Chalky products you can apply right before your pole dance. Things like tight grip, where it's a bit thicker, apply it 20 minutes before you need to use it. Now, tight grip I recommend for students that have hydrosis, so people that sweat a lot, particularly through their hands. So that one, really good if you're like a super sweater. This one is just if you're like a normal sweater. Then we're going to talk about some of the hybrid products. So these ones, this is shaving cream or shaving gel, whatever you want to think of it. So I use shaving cream or shaving gel on my legs and on my body. This one is dancing dust. Now this is relatively new to the market, and I have only used this one a couple of times, and I like that it's vegan friendly and it's pretty, so it's a little bit sparkly. Makes you a little bit shimmery. But I do find that it's not good for your hands. It is sold as a hybrid product, so it says that you can use for your hands and for your body. In my experience, most people have said they prefer it on their body, not so much for their hands. Everyone is a little bit different, so if you go down this route, you can try it. I also like that they have different formulas for different types of people. So this one is the normal/sweaty skin, and then they have like super sweaty or oily and dry, those kinds of variations. So you can get the product that's right for your skin. And if you're not sure buy them all and try them all. I'm sure one of your friends will take it off your hands if you decide that those ones are not for you. Also, you might find that weather plays a part on which grip product or which combination of grips is best for you. I'll get to that in a minute. So shaving cream, as I said, I use on my body. So you can get shaving foam or shaving cream, and you can get shaving gel. Personally, I prefer shaving gel, just because it seems to be a little bit stickier for me. I find the foam ends up mixing with my sweat, so it's a little bit more lubricant when it mixes with my sweat or when it mixes with water, whereas the gel I find just makes it a bit stickier. Again, it is a personal preference, so experiment a little bit. You can buy really cheap shaving creams from like your $2 stores, so buy a gel, buy a foam and see works best, or if you see someone in class, maybe just ask them, can I try that? I generally have fairly dry skin, and I don't sweat very much, just as that's my life, that's how I am. So I find that a little bit of shaving gel helps me on my legs and on my body grip to the pole as a replacement for sweat. A little bit of sweat, particularly on brass poles, will make you tacky. It makes your skin tacky. It helps you grip to the pole. So a little bit of sweat is good. When it gets to be a lot, then we have a problem. If you're sweating a lot, I don't recommend using the shaving creams, because they will, as I said, mix with water and they get a little bit lubricating, which is not helpful when you're trying to pole dance. So if it's a hot day or during summer, I don't really use things on my body. I just try and get up a little bit of a natural sweat. As I said, I don't really sweat much, so that's quite hard, but for the most part, I manage it. I'm not sure about this one because the dancing dust, because I haven't had much experience with it. And it probably is a trial and error thing as well anyway, so different bodies, different things. When it comes to the grip products, I have found that for me, I don't use tight grip very often, but when it's super humid and there's a lot of moisture in the air, this thing has saved my life on a couple of occasions. So this one seems to stand up better to kind of moist conditions. So that would kind of align with people with hydrosis, or if the atmosphere is really humid, you might find that the tight grip is better for you. Whereas on an everyday basis, I'm generally using my chalky products. Another thing that I do, and this is just a weird little combination trick that works for me and it might work for you. When I put my shaving cream on, I use my hands. And I get most of it off, even if I'm like rubbing it up my forearms and I'm not using my forearms on the pole. I get most of it off the palm of my hands, and then I put my chalky product on. And I find that little bit of like moisturizing that you get from the shaving cream mixes with that chalky product, and it helps me grip a little bit better through my hands. I also find that if your hands are too dry or your skin is too dry, these kinds of products, the chalky products, will dry you out more, which can be slippery as well. So it's kind of a fine balance. You don't want to be too moist and too slippery, but you don't want to be too dry either, because you'll be slippery anyway. So I'm finding a little bit of shaving cream mixed with a little bit of chalky product, and I've got a perfect combination. That's something that I've worked out for me over the years. So how do we use these products? Well, basically, you've just got to open the lid, step one. Step two, you're going to pour a little bit into the palm of your hand. So this one you can't really see. Maybe shake it first. Step one, shake it. Step two, open lid. And I'm basically using enough that would cover a 5-cent piece. And it starts off clear, or it starts off a little bit milky looking. Looks like jizz. Dries like jizz, and I'm going to use the back of my hand here instead of my palm. Normally I would rub my palms together, but I'm going to like use my other hand for the other grip. So I let that dry, and you can see around the edges of my hand it is going a little bit white. So it starts clear or milky, and then it goes a little bit white. And once it's fully dry, then you're good to go, get on the pole. The tight grip, step one, shake the bottle. Then we're going to take it and we're going to squirt a little bit into my hand. Again, it's probably about a 5-cent piece. got a little bit excited, but you can see it's come out kind of a peachy orange color. And then again, I'm just gonna rub it in. Normally I would do it like this. Okay, you don't need to put it on the back of your hand, so just rub it in like that, and then it's probably going to dry a little bit weird because I mixed it with the other product, but this one takes quite a bit longer, but again, it will go kind of a white color. So anything black that you touch is going to leave handprints. So that's how you put it on. So if there's a product that is not here, and you would really recommend, because I know there's a lot of new group products out on the market specific for pole dancers, I would love for you to leave me a comment so that I can check them out, because I love to recommend them to all my students at Diamond Dance, and I love to try new stuff. So leave me a comment with your favorite group products, and maybe I'll do another video updating on what I thought of them. Thanks so much, friends. Catch you soon.